Every weekend, self-styled 9/11 truthers gather at Ground Zero.
We think we're being lied to, and we can prove that.
We're giving out free information about questions of 9/11, and we're giving out free DVDs. This is not a protest, this is a vigil of just giving out free information. Now, we don't come up with any particular theories. We're not going to tell you what happened because we don't know what happened, and I think it's extremely disrespectful from somebody outside of 9/11 to tell you exactly what happened because these questions are unanswered. You know, questions of what happened to World Trade Center 7 are unanswered.
I guess everyone's entitled to their opinion. It kind of angers me because I was there. I've heard people talk about it that come from Cincinnati and California and wherever else they come from. I was here, you weren't. I think they have no respect for all the friends of mine that I lost and all the people that died that day. It's like a slap in their face.
As people, I mean,
if you as human beings indeed have interviewed these people, you already know the truth.
Support a new investigation.
In the BBC documentary, you misrepresent his whole entire timeline and say that it was the towers collapsing that caused the explosions he experienced. That's just one of the many lies, outright, flat-out lies inside the BBC documentary about Building 7.
Yeah. One more thing about Building 7. We're updating it at the moment, and we've just interviewed Michael Hess, who was with him at the time.
Excellent.
Who confirms the timeline we used.
Excellent. You used? So then, what about Barry Jennings then? Why did you misrepresent his timeline? Why did you say that it was the towers collapsing that was the explosion he witnessed, when he clearly says in his interview with Loose Change that he was in the buildings before either tower had collapsed, and then he felt the explosion? Why did you misrepresent that?
I was inside when the second plane hit. I was already in the World Trade Center 7.
Okay.
When the second plane.
You didn't hear that.
When I got to the 6th floor, before all this happened, when I got to the 6th floor, there was an explosion. That's what forced us back to the 8th floor.
Okay.
Both buildings were still standing. Keep in mind, I told you the fire department came and ran. They came twice. Why? Because building Tower 1 fell, then Tower 2 fell.
As the North Tower collapsed, debris hit Tower 7 and fires were immediately reported in the building. Early evidence of explosives, or just debris from a falling skyscraper. Barry Jennings was still trapped inside.
It definitely happened before either tower fell, and I'll tell you why.
Barry, I'm sorry, can you just wait for that chopper?
Sure.
Because this is vital.
Why did you misrepresent that?
We did an interview with him as well, at length, and spoke to him for a long time. And there is
why didn't you ask him to clarify?
Shall I just answer the question?
Please do. Please do.
Because we spent a long time researching it and talking to him in detail.
Okay.
We had a long interview with him, and we established the facts.
Did you ask him to clarify whether the towers had come down before he felt the explosion? And what did he say?
Yeah, and we also spoke to Michael Hess.
What did he say, sir? So you're telling me that Barry Jennings told you that the explosion he experienced was the towers collapsing? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that he has...
Is that what you're saying?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Do you want me to answer, or do you want to speak for me?
You're spinning. You're spinning the facts. You're not giving me straight answers. Are you saying that Barry Jennings told the BBC that the explosions he experienced in Building 7 were due to the towers collapsing? Did he say that to you guys? Yes or no?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know when the...
Now he doesn't know, but when he did an interview with Loose Change, he
doesn't know for sure what he does, what he knows.
He made very clear in his interview with Loose Change, very clear, that both towers were standing when he felt the explosion.
He was very clear with it.
Very clear, crystal clear. Go back and watch the interview.
Besides that, look at the NIST documents. What kind of event could it be other than what collaborated eyewitness testimony says? That the building was basically brought down under 6 seconds. I mean, there's first responders. They heard the countdown on the radio from 10 to 1.
Kevin McPadden?
Kevin McPadden heard the countdown on the radio. I mean, he's alive, right?
Did you make a phone call to him?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, didn't want to do an interview.
Oh, he didn't? Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't
Maybe because he knows your credibility.
For a second. I know
Maybe because the whole world knows you're funded by General Electric. Everybody knows your credibility. Me. BBC, if you work and represent them, their credibility is garbage. It's dead. Everybody out here, everybody knows.
You slandered us as well.
Why didn't you show the videos of the first responders on the day of 9/11 walking back from Building 7, say, "Get back! They're bringing it down. It's about to blow up." Why didn't you include that in your documentary?
You hear that? Keep your eye on that building as they're coming down.
The building is about to blow up. Moving back.
All right, guys. Sorry.
We are walking back. There's a building about to blow up.
You gotta get back from here. You know that. You gotta get back.
All right. Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now.
Who was Osama bin Laden? Who were the 9/11?
Osama bin Laden worked for the CIA in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, he's a great American.
He worked for the CIA. Do your homework.
Well, this is the thing. They take America's image and they destroy it.
So Muhammad Atta was who?
Muhammad Atta was a intelligence
a double agent. He was what you would call a double agent.
Well, the thing is
you mentioned Muhammad Atta. I'm glad you did, because the Pakistani intelligence, Pakistani ISI, sent him $100,000 the week prior to 9/11. This was even covered in the Wall Street Journal. Okay.
We confronted Joe Biden about it. The vice president.
Joe Biden, another genius.
We confronted him, and he confirmed that he met up with a terrorist. He confirmed it. It's on our website. You can check it out.
There's not a word.
So Biden was in on this
There's
too?
not a word in your 9/11 commission about
well, he used your excuse. He said it's about diplomacy.
Ma'am, you mentioned Occam's razor.
Yeah.
What about Building 7? The last building to go down, the first building to go up, Occam's razor. The owner of the building said that they pulled the building. That's a demolition term.
I mean, you cut Larry Silverstein's statement right in half. You cut his statement right in half.
Pull it means attach cables.
Why did the BBC skew Larry Silverstein's statement about pull it? Yes, they did. Why did? Hold on. Yes, they did. They cut the end of his statement off. Can you just admit that on the BBC that they cut the end of his statement off? Yes, they did.
I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. I said, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse. I remember getting a call from the fire department commander telling me that they were not sure they were going to be able to contain the fire. I said, we've had such terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull.
I ask every viewer.
Can you just admit that on the BBC that they cut the end of his statement off? Yes, they did. Statement off. Yes, they did. They cut the part where he says, "Yeah, they cut." And we watched the building collapse. They cut that out of the BBC completely.
He did say that.
That completely ruins the context of the quote.
Okay, now,
ruins the context. You guys are liars. You're disgusting. BBC should be ashamed of themselves.
Can I get in a question?